Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
All right, Pat. We've already made our Turkey of the Year guesses as usual, and we know that you're going to be tight-lipped here. So in the meantime, let's talk about with Trey Lance down with an injury. Brock Purdy's going to start this weekend for the Vikings in the name of Max Brosmer.
That is true. We're claiming he's got a mild concussion. Is that what we're claiming here? It is funny. What I was thinking about today is what standard are we now going to apply to Max Brosmer to be a success? I mean, they're not going to win the game. We know that. But what do we want? Does he merely have to be an upgrade to McCarthy, or does he actually have to actually be effective and throw for 220 yards and do things? What is the standard we're applying? Because he'll obviously everybody will wants they should have been playing him a month ago if he does anything and stuff like that. We're going to have that whole deal. But what standard do you think Max has to achieve?
I think it has to be. I think if he plays halfway decent, and it's not going to take much above how JJ has played. I think because of the fact that he was a Gopher and that we know him, I think we are going to at least be very excited about it.
I think we're going to. He doesn't have to do a great deal to be deemed a success and an upgrade, obviously. So that's but it is. I keep going back to the fourth quarter of the first game when people were running out of bars saying we finally have our quarterback, and because they wanted him to succeed so bad. And now, all these weeks later, they want the same thing out of Max. They just want to see something, and then they can say they were right. Max should have been playing all along. We're lucky to have Max. And, then, but as we brought it up a couple of weeks ago, it could be Brock Purdy, but I don't know if he has that kind of talent or not. I haven't seen enough of him he played well the second half of the season last year as a Gopher. He is 3 years older than McCarthy, so he's got that going for him too, right? He's 24 or 25, isn't he?
He's 24, maybe turning 25. He's definitely a few years older, and it's kind of crazy. Every time the Vikings try to snap themselves out of the random quarterback carousel that's been happening for 30 or 40 years. There's just a gravitational pull toward it because right now, it's more likely than not the year starting quarterback week 1 of 2026 is a random guy like a Mac Jones or 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers or something, Pat.
Well, will Brosmer playing one game and maybe doing mediocre and maybe McCarthy comes back and there's a lot less pressure on him, or will there be more pressure on him? I don't know. To me right now, it's got to be 50% mental, 50% physical, right? I think they should start worrying about the mental part of it right now. You're never going to find out if he's a decent quarterback if he doesn't get his brain straightened out. And if the day when he talked about his neurological pathways, O'Connell should have called him into the office afterwards and say, "What the hell is wrong with you? Shut up."
He might have.
But yeah, maybe he did. But this concussion is, well timed. I got the impression that. Now obviously he has to get over protocol, but they might be telling the doctors, don't rush into this, getting him out of the protocol. But
we'll check you out in a couple weeks. Don't worry about it.
That whole ankle thing was like he didn't play 2 weeks longer than he could have been back earlier from that, but they didn't want him back. And I don't know. It's Judd. I mean Phil. Declan, this is different than the Ponder situation. This is, yeah, like the Ponder, you just reach a point. It's not mental. You never thought it was mental or anything with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't quite good enough. It wasn't quite accurate enough. Um, this is this is a different this is a different animal. This is ineptitude that you can't believe you're watching. And I said, Mark Craig, the wise old owl, I call him. He's a great, he's by far one of the smartest football guys in town. And he wrote, relax. And, you're all nuts for being down on him. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. He has been terrible. And that's, people deserve to just say, can this possibly be him? Can this possibly be
Yeah.
it?
I,
It's just, it, I, let me put it this way. The Turkey Committee was waiting. The Turkey Committee set its selection deliberations to start at 3:15 p.m. Sunday. They didn't want to rush into a decision. I, honest to God, believed that what we saw 2 weeks ago would not be repeated. And instead of being repeated, it was worse.
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on, but could have they been that wrong about his talent? Could
Yeah.
they be wrong about
Yeah.
his talent?
They could. To Mark Craig, the wise old owls, sort of. Hey, let's take a chill pill here for a second. Where I stand on this is, it's absolutely reasonable to be way, way, way down about the first 6 games. These first 6 games are among the worst any rookie first round quarterback has played in the last 25 or 30 years. That's a fact. It's a red flag. He can't stay healthy. He's got a new injury every 15 minutes, and those are all red flags. And also, there's a lot of quarterbacks that after like 9 games or 12
Yes.
games, you thought were busts, and it just, I mean, hell, even on the flip side, we got to watch Christian Ponder. It may not feel like this in retrospect. He started 36 games for the Vikings
Yes.
before the age of 26.
Yeah.
So by the end of, well, I would say by about 20 or 25 starts, you knew. But okay, let's let it play out for 30 or 35 starts, and then you know that he's a bust. But if you were to stop the clock after 10 starts on Darnold or Josh Allen, or I could name much. Sometimes you just, like, you may think but you need to watch it play out for 15 or 20 starts.
But Josh Allen, you watched him and you saw this great physical talent, and
Sure.
he was hitting cheerleaders in the head with his passes, but you never. I mean, you said, "Man, there's a monster in here." Didn't you? I mean, when you watched him, right? Did you see?
Physically, different
Six
level.
foot four. There's a monster in there. We don't know what's inside with this guy. I don't think we don't know if there's a great athlete in there or not. I don't know. Is there? I don't know. They, as the old Michigan, best running game, best defense in the country, didn't have to do that much. Did he ever? Did he ever throw a pass under fantastic pressure? You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't complete this, they're out of luck. I mean,
Not many until
not,
Alabama.
yeah,
You
right.
know,
And I mean,
you know.
he was. I'm not saying it's 100%, but I think it's more terrifying than like Ponder. Ponder, you just decide, well, he's not good enough. But he was. This is unplayable bad right now. He's been unplayable bad, and I don't know if Ponder too often was unplayable bad. Was he? I mean, we don't want to see him next week bad. I don't know if he ever was. I can't remember that. So.
I think the regression especially these past 3 games and the past 2, the regression is where I am concerned. Like it looks like you are doing him no favors by playing him.
Yes,
It doesn't look like he's figuring it out, or that he's raw. Like, there's a difference between raw and looking like you don't want to be playing, and that's where I'm concerned. And that's where at some point in time, like, true or not, the concussion thing is, in my opinion, almost a positive in the sense that you get him off the field. But that's a bad thing to say. You do not want to be
Yes,
saying, I'm glad he can't play.
and he makes that throw to JJ fairly early, and that was the throw you want to see, right? There's a receiver there. He throws it. There's a couple of defenders in the area, and he throws it. So how come he doesn't take that back to the huddle? How come he doesn't take that with him? That throw. Hey, I can do this. I never. By the second half, it was I can't do this. I know deep in my heart I can't do this. It was to me when I was watching it. I was I went into that game expecting to see an improvement from the previous week, and he was worse. So I don't know what you do here, Phil. I read your tweets and other stuff on it, and I kind of agree that we really want to make this pronouncement now, but the worst thing that can happen to him is if Brosmer isn't inept.
Well,
Then all of a sudden you're going to have, when you put him back on the field, if things don't go well, and how can they be playing this guy? It's
I think the Brosmer thing is really interesting because if you remove the names, the goal of drafting a quarterback in the first round is to get a good young talent that can play at a certain level for almost no money for like a half a decade. So
yes,
you can build, so you can have a really good quarterback, most important position, and then use all the other resources, draft picks and salary cap money to build a monster roster. Well, Max Brosmer's clock is a year. It's only 4 years. McCarthy, if you exercise the fifth year, would be a 5-year contract. But if he plays well, just like with the 49ers, the Niners were like, well, we didn't expect it to be this guy, but
yeah, right. Oh
it
yeah,
checks the same box for a while until
yeah.
they paid Purdy $55 million. So if you're the Vikings, maybe you're unbiased about it. If this dude plays well, all right, cool.
Here's
He's
the
the
other
young
thing.
quarterback.
Oh, here's the other thing. Purdy had a better team, right?
Oh, yeah.
Purdy had a better team.
A better head coach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's not
That
as much of
that
a knock on O'Connell, but Shanahan is an awesome one.
Certainly a less. I mean, let's face it. KOC has turned into a babbling idiot here the last couple of years, a couple of games. Like, what are you talking about? He starts answering questions and they're just drifting off. And I say, bring back Zim. Zim would have told us what was going on in blunt terms here, wouldn't it be? So anyway. It's
Yeah,
it
you're
is
probably right.
it is. But the funny thing about the Vikings is there's probably more interest in him right now because of him being rotten than if
Oh
they
my
were
God.
than if they were like over 500 and playing okay. You know, you, when they're playing great, interest is great. When they're playing terrible, interest is great.
Yeah,
So
and then this weekend the whole thing goes into
wide interest
Seattle, where
on
you're going to be
Darnold.
staring down the barrel of the guy that you
Yeah.
didn't trust enough to pay $33 million to.
And
That's Sam Darnold.
I gotta say, even though I've been having fun with how could the cheap Wilfs let Darnold get away? I was in the camp. You can't pay that guy that much money. Although when you go back and look at the Rams game, which was terrible, the fact that they were hitting him 1.5 seconds after he got in the pocket had something to do with it, right? I mean, it was a
Yeah,
jailbreak. It was a jailbreak to him, but he obviously can still get rattled because he had 4 interceptions a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it does add to the listen. Sports. Is there anything we like better than second guessing and third guessing? No. And so now not everybody at the end of the year said, Darnold terrible the last 2 games. We got to get rid of him now. How could we let Darnold go? And and I've been in that camp for fun, not necessarily for because I think they made a mistake by not giving him. How much did he end up getting? 35 or something.
33 a year, 33 and a half a year.
I
Yeah.
don't want him for 33 a year. Sorry.
Daniel Jones.
And, well, I
That was
mean,
the other one.
I know,
That's what I try to
but
keep.
did you? But the fact that you saw the only good game he ever played for the Giants was in your own ballpark, uh,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still a reason to keep him or not. So
I
anyway,
think
but
I think the fact that McCarthy has been so bad though, like if he was playing okay, not great, not
yeah,
terrible, but okay, and the Vikings were going to win 7 or 8 games, I think that would be the only thing where fans would say, okay, whatever, right? But the fact that he's been unplayably bad, and it's a quarterback, just juices the conversation up. Like that's
oh yeah.
what makes this, because now it's panic. Now it's like, oh my God, what did you do? How are you going to replace him? And so that's
And
caused the panic.
and by the year, what's astounding is he's used up half of his 4 year deal too. Here, I mean, we keep forgetting that he's been around 2 years. This is it. I, so I know I found out. I thought they couldn't have him on the practice field last year and all that stuff, but you had to be showing him some things, didn't you? I mean, there had to be
Yeah.
some learning going on, didn't there, last year? I don't
Here's the
know.
lunch table. Here's yeah. I don't know
I
what they
feel
showed him.
I saw a picture of him the other day talking to the baby, and
Yeah.
if I was him, I'd spend a lot of time at home rocking the baby and trying to clear my head here. So I don't know what but Brosmer will be a success Sunday if he isn't completely inept. The fans who, by the way, didn't give a damn about the Gophers anyway, are going to
That's the
say,
funny thing.
they,
Yeah.
they like him. They like him because he's a former Gopher. So, and
Yeah.
I will say this: Brosmer last year, he started off, he looked terrible, right? For a couple of games, you thought, how could they get this? And by the end, no less an expert than Glenn Mason was saying he's the best quarterback in the Big Ten. So he
Yeah.
had a hell of a year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. Are we?
Quarterback is not those Gophers' problem, by the way. Right now, yeah, we got that one coming up Saturday too.
Yeah. Are we getting the axe? Are we going to get the axe on Saturday?
I say we're playing for the butter knife this year with these two teams. It's the battle of the butter knife because Wisconsin's even though they're better, their offense is still terrible. So, but they're
Yeah.
bringing back Luke. They decided not to pay the big buyout for him. How about the Lane Kiffin thing? Lane's going
It's
to
hilarious.
announce. Is it after the Egg Bowl that he's going to announce whether he's staying or going?
Is he doing it like at the post game press
I,
conference?
I don't know, but they said it's gonna be revealed Saturday. LSU is like what? He's making 9 million a year at Ole Miss, but LSU is like giving him a $98 million guarantee for 4 years or some damn thing.
And they're
It's
trying not to pay Brian Kelly, right?
yeah, they're trying to get out of paying Brian Kelly for for like what is the excuse they're using? I was trying to figure that out. Not being good enough, or what they're
I don't know
that
what they.
they're
I don't know what their. Is it treatment of people or something? I think they're digging
oh
deep.
they're trying to yeah they're trying to end up not having to pay the money, which
But
is
so
really
like we're on the Lane Kiffin thing. So Ole Miss right now, 10-1, seventh in the country. They're in the
yes.
college football playoff right now, and they're not favorites, but like they could win the national title this year. So if
Mhm.
he goes, do you think he's weighing? All right, well, I
Well,
could.
he'd already said he wanted to coach. He wanted to keep coaching no matter what he said. You know what the chances of them letting you coach are if you say I'm going to LSU? By the
Yeah,
way, you think you know when Ole Miss goes to play at what's Florida, the other one that's supposed to be
yeah.
in there? Well, if he goes anywhere, it'll be LSU. He said, but you think they might get booed the next time he plays at Mississippi? I think there might. It could get a little
Yeah.
ugly. But he's that kind of guy, man. How he's a. I mean, I love him because he'll say anything. But he's a shifty fella. You know who he
Yeah.
is? He's a better coaching version of Eric Musselman. That's who he is. He's Eric Musselman. I think those guys knew each other too when they were younger. So
When he's at your school, he's all in. But then if something
yes,
shiny goes driving by,
yeah, there he is. I mean, Ole Miss is got to be a great place, and they're paying him $9 million. Just tell him, hey, throw me another million and I'll stay. But he'll
yeah,
come up with some excuse on it. But
yeah,
it
it's gonna
is
be
a
crazy.
it is a it is a fantastic tale of modern college football. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, let me bring this up right here. Our own St. Thomas Tommies. I wrote a column on Sunday about the, Reusse. People talk about the Reusse jinx. I wrote a column about St. Thomas volleyball on Sunday about the coach. They won the Summit League title in a huge upset Tuesday night, and will be going to the NCAA Division One tournament.
Roll
Thang
Toms.
Thang is the coach, and he was a 3-month-old baby in his mama's arms when the fall of Saigon came, getting loaded into a helicopter and flying out of Saigon. And his father stayed behind, being a member of the South Vietnam military. And if he'd been found, he wouldn't still be living out in the Twin Cities here. But he got out later. But it was it's a fantastic story. Great guy too, and another success for the Tommies.
Yeah, roll Toms, man. So the basketball team, the men's basketball team they're eligible, right? Like they can
Yeah,
they can
they're
win
eligible now.
they have to win the conference tournament, but they've been feisty to start the year. They've been
Yes,
they hung with Washington State a few weeks ago too. Right? Power 5.
they defeated Green Bay 80-61, and the Gophers turned around and beat Green Bay in an overtime battle. So
Yeah.
with I think I talked about that the other day though. Gottlieb, that
Yeah.
guy's insane. You ever watch him on the sideline?
Yeah, he's kind
insane.
of. I don't think he's going to be. Although they won like 4 or 5 games last year, and they're up to 3 already this year.
Yes, that's good.
So they're getting there. All right,
All
Pat. Enjoy your
right.
Thanksgiving weekend. Safe travels, and we'll talk next week.
Check out those turkeys tomorrow, boys.
We're excited. Yeah. Midnight
Good night.
drop on StarTribune.com.
Yes,
See
yes.
you guys.